Hi, I'm Emily and I'm writing the Birmingham Passion play 2019, and we have come to York's right in the heart of Birmingham. So as I've been writing, I've just been seeing the story everywhere and just gathering inspiration from so many things. And it's really interesting because there's just so many examples of the story of life and death and resurrection in loads of mainstream media. So I've been gathering inspiration from short stories that I've been reading, from chart music I've been listening to, obviously from the Gospels and writing around the Gospels, from the streets of Birmingham, just like listening to people's conversations, and just finding out about things which concern sort of ordinary people and how you can write those into a script which is a universal story. So it's so important that this Passion play is completely contemporary, because even though the story of the Passion happened 2,000 years ago, it's a story for us right now in this moment. And I think for us it's so important that the language and the costume and just the style of the show completely reflects that, so that when people come along they can see that it's a really relevant thing and it's not something that they have to work out as being a historical drama or a period drama, but it's as if Jesus was right here, right now in the streets of Birmingham. And I think for that to really work, the language is so key. So when I've been writing it, I've been trying to work out things that people would actually say, so like local slang or local phrases that you could gather from music or from films. So the language is kind of, some of it is quite spoken wordy. I've got influences from grime artists because Birmingham's got a really massive grime scene, which is really exciting, and also just kind of hip hop and all sorts of things, and also thinking about the local history of the kind of black country in Birmingham, people that worked on the canals or kind of in the factories, and how they would speak as well, so that hopefully anyone who comes along to see the show would be able to hear one of the characters speaking in the way that they speak and think, oh, I can relate to that really personally. I am just loving exploring the story with this much richness and this much importance. It's such an incredibly universal but also really, really detailed thing to write about. So obviously you've got the 4 Gospels, which having grown up in a church, I feel like I know quite well. But then when you go back and look at the exact things that people are saying and how people react, I keep finding all these little verses about things that I've never noticed before. And when you piece them together to create a more vivid image of the characters that you're trying to write about, it's just really inspiring to see that these were real people in a real place in a real time, and that their reactions to things are just so human. So I'm loving just getting to know the Gospels a little bit better, and exploring how the writers of the Gospels encountered Jesus in their own way as well, and what they were trying to bring out about who he was, and about the immediate effects that Jesus was having on the people around him, and how that would translate into, if Jesus was in Birmingham today, who would he speak to, who would he challenge, who would his friends be, and getting my head around that has just been a really incredible process. So yesterday I saw a poster which said, we need to stop thinking that we live in a world of fear and live in a world of hope. And I think for me that really sums up the whole point of a Passion play, that we live in a world of light, and we live in a world of hope, and we live in that world because of Jesus' death and resurrection. And how far you can engage with that, the story still stands, that it completely changed everything forever. And being able to put it in Birmingham here and now will change this city. So our Birmingham Passion is going to be a really vibrant and dynamic production. It's going to process from the Bullring all the way along New Street into Victoria Square and then on into the cathedral grounds. So it's going to be really unavoidable. It's going to be loads of people just having a lot of fun. And we really hope that the story will be brought to life with all sorts of different kinds of music, maybe some dance, that the poignant moments will be really beautiful and kind of reflective, and that there'll be a chance for every single person to feel like they have a role to play in the story. And we would really love you to be a part of telling that story for the streets of Birmingham.